Yo, 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 yo. What's good, y'all? What's happening? What's poppin'? Y'all gonna get off my case about this punctuality. It's only been a few minutes. Calm down, guys. Jesus Christ. Anyway, y'all ready to get into this One Piece? Ah, shit. How y'all doing today, man? We got 20 folks in here. Must be a good chapter. Wilson Jennings, what's going on? What up, Madison? What up, Safama? Oh, I think that's Frankie. Yeah, Frankie. The world was good. What up, Fish? What up? God to be seen. What's good? What's up, Ricardo? What up, Salute George? Sunday Lollipop Gang Gang. What's up, East Blue Drew? What's happening, Chief? Are you lit, bruh? No salute. No sweetie meals on this side. Pirate King season. Thinking of a name. JP Legend. What's good? Twilight. What's happening? Yeah. So this is a seltzer. But for when they start really getting into it, you already know the Parmesan on deck. You already know. Yes, sir. Oh man. Last chapter was cracking. Sorry y'all, Will's not here this week. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, y'all are stuck with me. But it is what it is. So without further ado, let's christen this stream. Whew. Get it rocking. Yeah. Yeah, man. Last stream was cracking. I had so much goddamn fun. It might go in my top five, honestly. Shout out to Will's eyebrows. Oh, he ain't gonna like that. Hey man, but he said thanks to y'all, now he's encouraged to watch One Piece. So that's fire. He wants to go through the series now. Might take him a year or so, but at least we got him in, right? Shout out to the bumpers. Big old bumpers. Fine as hell. Free the bumpers. All right, man. Well, I gave time for people to come in. I think we should just go ahead and get into it. Let's get it rocking. One Piece, chapter 1024. Oh, look at this cover, this page, Shonen Jump page. A new generation of capsule toys. One Piece fruit featuring Luffy, Ace, and Yamato minifigures. Ah, lady. I want one. That's lit. Hey, and shout out to the boys TCB Scans. They get this done for us every week so we can have the early scans. You have got to go follow TCB Scans at Twitter, on Twitter and on Instagram because they bring us this goodness, greatness every week early before the official release. But do not forget to support the official release. Viz comes out on Mondays. It's $1 for you broke boys. You best to get to it. You got to see it through, my boy. Aight. Let's get into it. One Piece chapter 1024. Nobody important. Second floor. An overwhelming presence. Hey, what's wrong with you guys? Is this Conqueror's hockey? Is that Usopp? It looks like Usopp's fucking staff. They can't help it. It's natural for men with weak resolve to crumble before me. After all, I took down two of the Flying Six. They call me Usahachi, the Beast Hunter. Yo! Wait, Usopp, first of all, what is, what the, but wait, why are they passing out though? That I am curious about. Why are they passing out? Excuse me. What? Two of them? Surrender now, and I'll permit you to join our cause. This must be happening because Big Mom is fighting on this floor. They're being knocked out by mere echoes of her conqueror's hockey. Damn! Damn, Big Mom! Hey, do you know what's going on with Luffy? Frankie? Right brain tower. No idea. Last update I got was what Momonosuke said earlier. I bet Momo's with Shinobu-chan, but I can't get a hold of her either. No news is probably good news. How can you say that? If you're done upstairs, meet me down here. I'm not sure what's going on, but a bunch of enemies keep trying to storm the live floor. Run. Who is that? Don't let them through. Zoro and Sanji are busy taking on the All-Stars. We're in an equal alliance. Hiya! You can't start giving us orders. Yes, you can, Beppo, because you're weak as hell. You dig? That's Sachi and Penguin. Sachi and Penguin, Penguin and Sachi, whatever. Third floor. This looks bad. The flames are out of control. We gotta escape to the live floor. Ah! It actually feels like I'm burning. I guess this technically means I've been cremated. No, wait, this doesn't count. Brooke. Baron Corpse, are you alright? We can't stay here anymore. I won't let Robinson get burned. How is the battle going? No clue. It's total chaos out there. Kid Pirates, fourth floor. Jinbei-san! Jinbei-san! Damn, look at he burning these niggas up. The third floor is erupting into a sea of flames. Please come while there's still time. Has the fire gotten that bad? And where's Kaido? Is someone else keeping him busy? Live floor. The enemy is pouring out of the castle. Let us through, samurai scum. We own the castle and the live floor. Stand your ground. Kawamatsu got this. Kawamatsu got this. Easy. Force them back. Huff. Yamato is still fighting him? She might be cold, bro. Ringing arrow. Yeah. Well, that got deflected. He just laughing. Thunderous arrow. Ooh, okay, girl. And then hit back with the staff. Ugh. Wait, was Thunderous arrow from Kaido? Oh, shit. Never mind. Drove her backwards. Kaido just built different, man. Kaido just been built different. Damn! Yamato. Kaido look ugly as hell. Gyarados looking nice. You're trying to kill me. That's right. This isn't a family squabble. You should have been prepared for war. Carrying Odin's name is a heavy burden. I'm not playing around, Yamato. What's wrong with admiring him? I was captivated by Odin. Kaido-san, the Oni princess has been throwing a nonstop. The Oni what? Princess? Has been throwing a nonstop tantrum for a week. My name is Odin. Let me out of these chains, Daddy. I'm Odin. Kazuki Odin. My name is. Oh, fucked all of them up. Odin. Yamato, did you do this? I don't know. They all just fell down. I'm going to starve to death. Please. Yamato Conqueror's Hockey? Yo, hold up. Hold up. We got another conqueror here? We got another conqueror here, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god. Love it. Love it. Conqueror's hockey, huh? That's promising. But if you insist on calling yourself Odin, it better be it'd be better if you did die, Yamato. What? I'll give you a month to cool off and reconsider things in this cave. What? A month? I won't survive that long. And aren't the wild samurai imprisoned here too? Wow, wait. How can you leave me in a place like this? The same goes for the rest of you. I would like to have Wano's great master swordsman serve under me. If you have a change of heart, just shout your voices, carry through the hole in the ceiling. How many days has it been since you've all eaten? I suppose we can leave you something. One portion should be enough. I'm sure you'll be needing these to settle who gets it. Yo! Father, they're definitely going to resent me for being your child. I'll be killed. But I thought you were Odin. Ooh, Kaido! Kaido! Kaido petty as hell. He like a black mama. You got any McDonald's money? Oh, word. I thought you was grown. I thought you had a job. All right, then. Yikes. I call myself Odin, but I'm also Kaido's son, the man who killed Odin. These samurai must hate me for that. Does father expect them to kill each other in a scramble for that bowl of rice? But, but they're bound to kill me first. That's crazy. Please eat. Huh? What the fuck? Samurai, do not get hungry. I don't know who this is, but he real as hell. Huh? Really? Whoever this dude is like real as a motherfucker. But I'm starving. Samurai are amazing. They really never get hungry? Eat up. You were born into quite the family, weren't you? Thank you, Samurai. I'll remember this bowl for the rest of my life. Hey, can I become a samurai? Even if I get hungry? I Is that Shisui? No, right? Well, it looks like a black blade. You want to be Kozuki Odin, right? I heard you earlier. That man captivated all of us too. Were you his friend? Who are you, Samurai-san? Huh. How is a disgraced samurai meant to introduce himself? I'm nobody important. Well, the nigga clearly looks like Zoro. The nigga clearly looks like Zoro. The nigga definitely looks like Zoro. The nigga's a one-eyed samurai. It looks like he's got an injury over his eye. I want to read this logbook, but there are lots of big words. Odin's logbook. Is that Odin's navigation log? So they got to reading together. It's been 10 days. Yamato, would your father really leave his child to die? If this keeps up, you're not going to see the battle that Odin predicted will happen in 20 years. No. When the time comes, I'll fight for Wano. Then I'll go out to sea and get much, much stronger. Yamato joining the crew. I don't care what none of y'all say. Yamato will be a straw hat. Yamato will be a straw hat. I am telling you now. You have heard it. Yamato will be a straw hat. 100%. She's not going to go out to sea alone. She's going to go with the Mugiwaras. That's the spirit. In that case, we can make our contribution to that future battle by ensuring your survival. After all, 20 years is a little too long for us to wait. Samurai-san, if you do this, my father will. We cannot just sit here and starve like stray dogs. We never had any intention of yielding. Sheesh! Kaido-sama, the samurai have broken out of Amanowado. Even I had people that believed in me, people that accepted me. What right did you have to steal my freedom? What right did you have to steal Wano's freedom? There are no easy answers in this world. You immature brat. Thunder Bagua! Sheesh! Look at that panel. Look at that fucking panel. I like that. A clash of black lightning. Yamato's strong as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. But goddamn, Kaido, how are you not tired, bro? How is Kaido not tired? I love it. Let's add Yamato to the Monster Quartet. The Monster Quartet will be Zoro, Sanji, Yamato, and Jinbei. Love it. If Yamato joins, I think they will be ready. Beat Blackbeard and Shanks. Man, probably. They about to be strong as hell. Flair. That's it. Would she be stronger than Sanji? Probably. Probably. I enjoyed it. I feel like there's some people that might not vibe with Yamato's backstory. I didn't mind it. Um, I didn't mind it. Probably still more to be said, but the connections are interesting. But Yamato going one on one with Kaido for this long is kind of insane, to be honest. Ooh, this colored Thunder Bagua is pretty. Good on you for this beautiful drawing. Whoever filled that in. Look at Zoro Pappy. If she joins Sanji's the fourth commander, yikes. No, I didn't say that. I never said Yamato was above Luffy. I don't believe that at all. Imagine thinking after 1,000 chapters the monster trio will be replaced. Hey! Oh no. She's kind of pretty, really strong, man. I don't know. Yamato joining is too forced? Why? Why? Why is it forced? I don't think it's forced at all. Yamato realized that there. Yamato she just literally just said how she aspires to be like Odin, but she understands that she's like a princess and like who she is, the child of Kaido. She understands that. Yamato is fighting with plot armor and is still losing. What they say now. What they say now. He really is trying to kill Yamato, and Yamato is literally like holding their own, like she doing her thing. I think it would make more. Ricardio said, I think it would make more narrative sense, and the Oda way to kill Yamato slash let her stay in one. No, Yamato doesn't really even want to. Yamato doesn't want to be in Wano. Yamato wants to go out to sea. Yamato doesn't want to lead the family business. Yamato doesn't want to be a shogun. Those are all things that Momonosuke wants to do. Yamato wants to go out to sea and is probably primed to go to the Straw Hats. This is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think that's too crazy. I really don't. What they say now. What they say now. It doesn't sound crazy to me. Uh, uh, I do want to talk to chat for a little bit. I might have a discussion. I don't know yet. I know the people that want to discuss it. I'm on the fence. Clearly, there's things we could discuss, but I'm on the fence of whether I wish to today. Uh, uh, mm, I don't know. And I feel like since I'm a little later, people are probably all discussioned out. I could be incorrect. What they say now? What they say now? Tell me what they gonna say now. What they say now? What they say now? What they say now? Only send me a link. A word fish? That's how you feel? Big fish. Well, your name is Lesbian Almighty Fish Mix. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Explain. What they say now? What they say now? What they say now? Tell me what they gonna say now. What they say now? What they say now? What they say now. What they say now. Nah, Luffy and Yamato are in another league. I mean, seemingly so. Am I a certified lover boy? I don't know. It all depends. Will CB0 make a move this arc? Absolutely. Of course CB0 will make a move this arc. That's not even a second thought. They're just waiting on the exact moment where they should make the move. They're 100% going to make a move. Y'all gotta chill with Yamato and these side boobs, side bumpers. Y'all niggas wild. What they say now. What they say now. What up, big fish?
What is going on?
Can you not be heard? Hello? Fish.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
What up, bro?
What's
Yeah.
going on?
I wasn't gonna have
So,
a discussion, but you know what? Fuck it.
as you should, this is a pretty hype chapter.
No, it's a good chapter, bro. Like just because I've been a little tired today, so I'm not just because I'm not jumping around and shit does not mean I did not enjoy the chapter.
No, I get you. Did you notice her shackles? I had a theory. Well, not really like a full on theory or anything, but I had some thoughts about it. Her shackles being cut by old boy. You remember that?
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, so I had noted like Yamato had her shackles cut by a master swordsman and has been imprisoned, quotations on imprisoned on Onigashima since she was 8 years old, due to the threat of them exploding. And Yamato never left the island. But I'm curious what her imprisonment entailed. So I'm kind of like thinking from some of the panels I've looked at. Like I went back to 983 when she's talking to Luffy, and she's talking about like how I should be on your. I wanted to join Ace's ship, so I should be on yours. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, how can I be Odin and not free? It's because of these shackles. I wanted to go to sea with Ace and his friends badly, but I've been imprisoned on this island since the age of 8.
Correct.
Those are prison shackles. That's right. They'll explode if I leave this island. But to be honest, it could all be a lie. Blah blah blah. And then I traced that tweet with these next two panels, and it's Kaido. When we first get introduced to Yamato, and he's telling the Toby Roppo to find his stupid son. He's like, in short, this is the task I want you to perform. I need you to find and bring back my idiot son Yamato, who disappeared earlier today. So I was figuring after she had her shackles cut that day, maybe she was running around on that island trying to like do her own thing and survive. But it kind of seems like maybe because Kaido also said, well, she says also every time I challenge him, he ensured I paid a price. So it also seems like she had free will to move around that island, but would like whenever she had her health up, would challenge Kaido, get beat down, heal up, challenge Kaido again. I don't know.
No, that's very possible. And she just constantly took L's and L's and L's over and over and over again to Kaido.
Just to get stronger. That would explain how she like mastered her coding of the hockey right and now. Stuff so far.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. A lot of it. I mean, with her reading the logbook too. Another reason why she probably didn't leave because like, oh, I'm waiting for this war that's happening in 20 years because Odin said so.
Right. In 20 years, yeah.
You know. So I gotta bide my time. And yeah, like you said, continuously fight Kaido, gain strength of my own, and then prepare for that time.
Do you have any thoughts on if that was Ushimaru or not within the chapter?
Had to be.
Had to be. Okay.
Had to be. I don't think it could have been anybody else.
Yo, what's up, people?
What's good, JR? What's up, Big News? I see you too, brother.
Yo,
Yo,
Virgo.
what's good?
What's good, man? So, JR,
Yo.
let me get some of your thoughts, brother.
Well, I want to see. Well, before I get my thoughts, I want to see how y'all feel about Yamato's voice actress. If you guys know,
I actually have not gotten a chance to listen. Is she?
well,
How does she sound?
she sounds clean. Like it's the voice actress from Shinobu from Demon Slayer and Fubuki from One Punch Man.
Poison Girl. Okay.
Yeah. So, and from that little trailer we got, better than I imagined. It's great. I think she'll do great as for Yamato, for the voice actress. My thoughts. It was pretty good. It wasn't like.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like a 10 out of 10 chapter, like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really good, solid chapter. It gave us like a glimpse, of the rest of Yamato's flashback. But it's what we need. It's what Yamato stands need. They need like a backstory of her.
Yeah. It's crazy. I didn't realize how many Yamato stands there were.
Never done a backstory or will never join the Straw Hat crew.
Who?
Carrot.
I mean, I don't see the necessity. I don't see the necessity with Carrot joining at all.
Nah, only furries do, but that's
Yikes.
for another day.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good? Hold on, let me welcome some of the guys real quick, and then I'll get your thoughts. Big News. What up, Dougie Fresh? What up, Hemmings? What up, Harrison? What's good, Moderate?
What's up? Yo, what's good?
What's up, Virgo? How y'all doing?
Chilling.
I'm alright, man.
I'm glad.
I'm good.
I'm glad. So let's get into some more One Piece chapter talk, shall we? Big News, you have the floor, my friend.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like a 8 out of 10 chapter. Not bad. A lot of dialogue. Thorough Daddy, big point. And, I like the fact that the Straw Hats are not like just chilling, just standing around waiting for Luffy. They actually in the midst of it, talking to each other like, "What's going on over there?"
Yeah,
type stuff.
Yeah, I actually didn't think anybody would point that out. Yeah, I agree. They're actually trying to get like in the thick of shit.
Yeah, like what you doing? Hey, you heard from Luffy? Like, nah, not since Momonosuke. Like, maybe that's a good thing. So, yeah, it's just a different pace.
Yeah, I can dig that. And I do believe next to give their thoughts to come in next, I do think it was Mr. Hemmings.
All right. The chapter was cool. I liked it. Like everyone else said, I thought the other 2 chapters were a little more exciting. The characterization for Yamato was good with this because kind of found the Odin thing was a little bit weird, but I think what this does is it kind of contextualizes her love for samurai in general, and that some of them believed in what she can do and didn't make her pay for the sins of her father. That's why she has such a great respect for the samurai and whatnot. I think that was good information. Do you think the flashback's a little bit incomplete? What I would like to see is how their relationship was before the whole Odin ordeal. Yeah. I think we'll get that when we're focusing on Kaido's flashback from his perspective. Then I think we'll see what that was. So that was pretty good. Yeah, when we get his the line that sent me was when he said, "I thought you were Odin."
Okay, first of all, that's the coldest line this whole chapter. Kaido was talking shit.
Bro,
he said, "You gonna leave me here?" Oh yeah, I thought you was Odin, my nigga.
He said they're gonna kill me because what you did. I thought you was Odin. I said, bro, that's evil.
That shit is so evil, bro.
I love it though. I love it.
You're not gonna help me. Oh, you said you got it.
And then last thing I'll say, I'll go on my Zoro tirade later. But last thing I'll say is this: that I like the communication in this chapter.
We've been waiting for that.
When they're all using like Denden Mushi talking to each other. It literally reminds me in the Justice League. It's like they're handling some shit on the intercom like Batman. I need you here in Gotham. It's not in the third. So yeah, it was a good chapter. Solid. Like 7.5 out of 10 for me.
For sure.
Not bad.
I'm kind of around that 7.58 range.
Let's see what Todd has to say.
Nope. He has to wait. And not because I think he'll be negative, just because he came in last.
That's true.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm gonna wait
for sure. So, Madara, you were up, Man Cave Archive. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's good? What's good? I say I like the chapter a little bit more because Oda seems to be finding his stride into giving us multiple things up in one chapter. It's like usually when he does like a backstory, a little bit of a flashback, he takes more of his time to do it, and it kind of breaks up the flow of the manga. But these last 2 weeks with him giving us lore bits, he's actually done a really good job of actually keeping the pace going instead of the pace completely, dropping down to like a natural crawl. So I'm gonna actually give him props for doing that, from bouncing back and forth between action bits, story bits, and setup parts. So I like this chapter a lot. So I actually give it a 9 out of 10.
But hey, and that's fine. I like how you gave it was your personal preference and why. So that's cool with me. And I think we have one more before we get to you, Toddy. I do believe Dougie Fresh, my man. It is on you. And then 2 more. I'm sorry, Eris after it.
It's been a long ass discussion with Charles. I just wanted to start off by saying that, but I really enjoyed this chapter. The only negative thing I have to say is it feels like it went by so fast. But other than that, I really liked it, and it just really makes me want to see Kaido's backstory even more.
But yeah, I think yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. I think this excites me because I think Kaido's backstory is gonna be fucking top notch. I don't know how far back we're gonna go. I don't think we're gonna see him as a kid. I don't know. But I think we're gonna see him at least as a teen or something. But I think it's gonna be very interesting. Who did he fuck to have this child? Like what went down? I wanted, like Nia said, his relationship with Yamato before the whole Odin shit. I'm very curious about it. And then real quick, Eris, it's on you, brother.
Yo. I think chapter was cool. I think the flashback was I think it was very refreshing. I'm not gonna lie though, with the Kaido and Yamato stuff, like it's cool, but it's kind of like the same thing. They do some clashes, then go somewhere else. They do some clashes, go somewhere else. So, but it was a cool chapter.
Bet. Yeah, bro. And Toddy, talk to me.
Can y'all hear me?
Absolutely.
Volume check.
A little bit of background going, but I can hear you for the most part.
Well, as long as I'm the loudest nigga in the call. Are we good?
You're Gucci.
All right. So it's moments like this, chat, where my heart starts racing because it takes a very brave soul to stand up against mob mentality when everyone around you is lying, to actually come out and speak the truth. But I alone will do it. This chapter was a 1.3 out of 10. Absolute hot cheeks on the grill. There was nothing I liked in this shit. And I feel like there's oh my god, one of the thing I think a lot of people overlook when it comes to One Piece. Hold on, I need to smoke. I'm so pissed off right now. So the thing I think a lot of people overlook in One Piece that I appreciate more than anything, really, is consistency and things that make sense and making sure that things that make sense. And I think something that happened in this chapter that made it really stand out as completely unacceptable was the fact of how willing Kaido is willing to kill his daughter. And it is his daughter. I don't care what the fuck she thinks she is. You cannot be a nigga with your double D titties hanging out on display. At least tape them shits up. But the fact that he's so willing to kill his daughter, it's completely contradictory to his plans to actually make her the Shogun. This is not a new decision. She has been planning or claiming to be Odin for decades at this point. What a big sin. And now all of a sudden, he's actually trying to kill her because she's been doing the exact same thing she's been doing for decades. I think that was probably the stupidest part of the chapter. And every time something like that happens in a story, it always removes me and reminds me that this shit is not real. And the reason why the rest of the chapter was just bad is because it was completely meaningless. There was nothing in this chapter that was necessary that moved the plot forward. You can actually skip this chapter entirely and not miss a single thing.
That's crazy.
So I thought it was
Toddy talking about right now.
On a good day, it's a 1.5, but today I'm a little upset, so it's a 1.3.
Toddy, like I said, you're entitled to your opinion, but I do have some counters to that. We will get into that a little bit later, though. Let's not lose that thought. My man, Big Sin, what are your thoughts on the chapter?
What's good? Now, I wanted to know what, Toddy, can you give me just a real quick summarized version of what you just said?
This nigga right here.
Now, I want to know what he said.
Summarized version is that there was the biggest inconsistency, I would reckon, in the last couple of years. It might be the biggest inconsistency I've seen in Wano, with Kaido's decision to kill his daughter for something that she's been doing for decades. And also everything outside of that fight in the flashback. Even the flashback was meaningless, but there was no substance in this chapter. There's nothing in this chapter that moves the plot forward. It focused on a bunch of stuff that nobody really cares about. And if somebody reading this from start to finish could skip this chapter and the plot would continue to make sense completely. I don't like these wasted chapters.
I mean, I'm not mad at I'm not mad at that. I mean, I think the flashback for me, I did like it a little bit only because I really have felt like Yamato has not had any character besides just trying to be Odin this entire time. So like, I did like it for that reason. Other than that,
isn't that what you got from the flashback? Was just that she's been trying to be Odin the entire time?
I like the introspection she had though, where like she was having a moment where she was thinking about being trying to
I'm Kaido's Odin type shit.
Yeah, like trying to be Odin and trying to be somebody that wants to help these people, but also she has to realize like I'm still Kaido's child. So like it was just a moment of my father. Yeah, so it was like a moment where like for a second she actually was like, I'm not just Odin, I'm someone else. Like, Facts. So I have to give respect for that.
Facts.
I feel like other than that though, I think this was like a big setup for they're trying to set this Ushimaru Zoro shit up like very heavily.
It's been like the last 3 chapters have been mentioned?
Yeah. Like I'm sure next chapter we're gonna get the reveal. I seen Virgo, I don't know if you've seen it in the Reverie chat, but Roger was saying he was saying that somebody from Viz told him that they're cracking down on chapter reviews next week because there's going to be some sort of reveal.
Yeah.
So I think that
basically we're going to get clapped.
Yeah, I'm thinking next week though the reveal. I think they're going to probably do the fucking reveal that this nigga is Zoro's father next week. Yeah, probably.
He gonna be like he gonna look off to the distance, my nigga. He gonna be like, I have a son. I wonder how he's doing. Or some stupid shit like that.
Some dumbass shit, yeah.
So we're gonna go back to the flashback for that?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
Yo, somebody in chat, I want to see if you guys agree with this too. Because I don't think actually the point I made about the inconsistency with Kaido trying to kill her, I don't think anybody can actually argue that with an honest man's tongue.
So the reason why I wanted you to hold that point is I actually did have a counter for that. My thing was, I think it was very counterproductive to what was going on at the moment. So the reason why he's so pissed off now is because of the raid that's going on. The raid that's going on, these niggas are actually giving him a lot of trouble. They're in his shit. Luffy didn't crack this nigga in the jaw. There's a lot going on right now. And she's like, you pulling this shit again right now? Enough is enough.
I would love to hear news actually follow.
Yes, I disagree with that interpretation.
Exactly. I was about to say news. I was about to say you better not agree with that. I remember your last argument, nigga.
Yeah, if you read the chapter, he doesn't do anything like out the ordinary. She sends a slash at him, he slaps that shit away, looks at her, and he sends one back. And then when she can't handle it, that's when she says, "Oh, you're trying to kill me." You're like, "Yeah, it's not a game. Like, what are you doing?" It's not like he's literally trying to beat the shit out of her. He's literally standing there just talking to her.
There's actually is a much bigger.
I don't think she's a clown for that.
There's a bigger counter to that, just because listen, you can believe what you want to do.
What's up with
didn't do anything, but did you not? Didn't Ace and the Spade Pirates come and she defended them against Kaido originally when she was a prisoner on Onigashima?
That's true.
And you also see that for some reason the crew still has a lot of respect for Yamato and treats her a certain way. So obviously we haven't got every single thing. So I can't like. I can't literally point to a panel and be like, this is contradictory or whatever, or inconsistent. But the fact of the matter is, there's a reason why she's still there and still around. She hasn't been literally missing for 20 years. They know where she is and where she's at. So, like, Kaido probably, regardless of what's going on, he probably wanted Yamato to do what he wanted for a plan. But like Virgo said, things are going by the wayside now. It's like, all right, we're not family right now. This is war. So, like, I just disagree with your takeaway completely.
Yeah.
But again,
I don't believe that the facial expressions and Kaido's motivations and his personality right now reflect a man that is focused on getting back to taking care of work. If what you guys were saying is true, this man would not be smiling the entire time he's fighting. He would not be having fun. He wouldn't be talking to her. If he's really trying to be about the war, and now I have to kill you because there's more important stuff going on.
I just think
facial expressions.
But Toddy,
That's what I'm saying, Toddy.
Wait, real fast. Toddy, when he got uppercutted by Luffy, was this nigga not cheesing?
Yeah. And I don't think I'm with News.
That's his
He
character,
enjoys
bro.
fighting.
But that doesn't counter anything that I said, because I'm with News where because News said this a couple weeks ago. That's why I called on him specifically, and I actually agree with him. Is that Kaido is more entertained and he doesn't feel the threat that's actually going on. He doesn't take it that seriously. He's not worried about it really at all. He thinks he's going to be able to handle it. And I believe News is 100% right with that. And that's the reason why he is. Okay. Because in situations where I think the threat was more prevalent, this nigga was not laughing. When Mama G was saying, okay, nigga, I'm out these chains, what's good? This nigga's not smiling at all. He has the mad face on because he feels the threat. I don't think he feels the threat like you guys think he do.
Maybe
I think
he doesn't.
actually... I think you guys might be.
I never said that.
Not a threat.
I just said
threat.
I didn't say
enjoying the battle.
Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, he definitely. I agree with that.
He enjoyed the battle with Big Mom as well.
Yeah, if you talking
remember
about
the anime, they was smiling and shit. They was having fun.
Yeah, if you talking about like how,
let me know when to go.
If we're talking about like how him feeling threatened, I 100% agree with you. I've never thought since the Big Mom altercation that he's felt threatened. I think that's the whole point. I think him sleeping on the new generation is the point. I think so. When he loses to him, it's going to be more impactful. Yeah, because he's been sleeping on him this entire time.
Because I think the important thing to know, real fast. I just want to pan back to when he was fighting Luffy, and he found out Luffy had the Conqueror's coding, and then he beat the shit out of Luffy and threw him off the fucking cliff, and was angry. He tried so hard. He was so angry. He was like, I should have known it wasn't you, my nigga. You weren't ready for this. And he
wasn't that mad, nigga.
He was pretty heated. He was pretty mad. He was like, I should have known you weren't drunk. I should have never did it.
He looked like he just got done meditating.
I think the entertainment point is well taken. That wasn't really my main crux of my argument personally. My point is that for whatever reason, the crew still has a level of reverence for Yamato. And when Ace came originally, Yamato was defending Onigashima. And then they got to speak and talk to each other, and then things changed. We don't have the full story there. So for me, what this comes across to us is more like a lesson in a way. I don't know if Kaido's really trying to kill Yamato, but it's just like, you're opposing me here right now when I'm trying to enact something. You're owning, right? Okay. Therefore, I'm going to treat you as an enemy today. You want to you want to beat that? That's what it is. Like that's
that's the thing that I want to address. That see that a lot.
I've been trying to respond to that point.
Hey, super cool. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead,
I want Super to get it. I've been waiting on it.
What I was gonna say, like, I kind of disagree with kind of a little bit of both of what y'all saying, but I agree with like some of the stuff y'all saying. I disagree with the stuff like when they say when Hammond was saying like when Nai was saying like the shit about like Yamato like protecting, like, you know what I'm saying, Onigashima. Ace had already like whooped all the niggas that were working for Kaido, and then Yamato pulled up and was like, I'll fight you type shit, you know what I'm saying, because I'm bored. She sit on that island for 20 years straight. She ain't got no life, you know what I'm saying? She can't go nowhere. She ain't got. And then she went and they had a fight, and then they had their conversation after that. But I really didn't feel like she was like portrayed as like working for the B Pirates or like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a situational kind of thing. And when they go to like the shit like Titus say, I feel like it's more a culmination of things. You know, you say it as being inconsistent, but you know what I'm saying? You can change with situations change in the story. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier on in the, you know what I'm saying, Art.
like Kaido had said that he wanted Yamato to go be the new Shogun and shit. That's what he said he wanted. And then right after that, he got a fight between like, you know what I'm saying, Big Mom and like all these Rickies, and then Yamato pop up and she go say she Odin and that she gonna go fight him and she gonna go protect Wano and stuff like that. So things change.
It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new.
That is something new at this point in time because like he literally, you know what I'm saying, just killed the new Shogun, you know what I'm saying, said Yamato was gonna be Odin, and then she uses the fruit that, you know what I'm saying, it's like the symbol of Wano and stuff like that, and it's the part of like the whole event of the day, you know what I'm saying, leading into it. That's why I think he changed. I don't think he changed, you know what I'm saying.
I also want to add something real quick. Also, like in the logbook, it's like in 20 years, whenever Ace came, whether that was 16 years from them, like Yamato knows that's not really the time. Now, if Ace had came 20 years later, perhaps she would have like fought with him. But even 20 years later, right. But even 20 years later, she still fought Luffy anyways. I mean, if you want to say let's like defending Onigashima.
I want to say something to go to what Naya has said earlier. I think an important piece of dialogue to take out of this chapter within the flashback was the moment where Yamato was pretty much pleading with her father, and he turns to her and says, "You're Odin, right?" And I think that's important because to me, it's in the flashback showing that even since then he's kept the same energy that he's keeping now. Like, you want to be Odin, so I'm gonna treat you like
Odin,
like you're Odin. Like,
yeah, but he wasn't. He did that with no expectation that his daughter was going to die. For God's sake, she just used Conqueror's Haki. So I don't think he had any expectation back then that she was going to die. And this is a thing I noticed a lot with One Piece, because I point out a lot of inconsistency, and I see people respond the same way with Dritz, because he has a lot of the similar issues with me, where the consistency is a huge issue with the series. What the fans like to do, rather than admitting that there's a flaw. And even I saw it when I was rewatching last week's stream, when Durston pointed out that Zoro has magnets for hands, and he made his swords fly back to him. And everybody's instinct, rather than accepting, okay, maybe this was an oversight, maybe this kind of doesn't make sense, people's instinct is to come up with an answer for Oda on Oda's behalf. Like, they kind of need it to make sense, so they try to spin the cogs in their head to make it make sense.
This is a community that likes to rationalize a lot of things.
That's a very good situation.
And I feel like
I agree with that.
I feel like a mark of a good storyteller. Just to wrap this point up real quick, I know I'm long-winded. I'm just a long-winded nigga, y'all know. But to wrap it up, I think a mark of a good storyteller, though, is when you write a story that is so complete, where that never happens. Like, you never have to turn the cogs in your wheel. How can this make sense? How can this make sense? And, that's why I'm into like George R.R. Martin and Togashi, because their stories are so complete that you never have to make an excuse for the author. You never have to respond to that real quick.
You never gonna get away with Togashi. He's mid.
Do you want Oda to just like draw a piece?
He's mid.
So, Toddy, I agree with you. I think that this community does this a lot. But for this instant, it's not that I feel like I'm trying to rationalize something that doesn't make sense. I'm just using things that I'm seeing. So, like, the moment that, he says you're Odin, the moment that he leaves the cave and leaves swords in there, like, I feel like she could have died. Like, these samurai, even
she has Conqueror's Haki.
I'm just saying she.
Okay, that
Conqueror's Haki is not working on these samurai that are in here.
No,
like, that doesn't matter. Like, why would he leave? I just don't understand. Like, you're saying he doesn't expect her to die or anything to happen. Why would he leave swords in here with people that could potentially be her enemy? And even she says this. Like, she literally says they could kill me.
Sins of my father.
I think it's a similar dynamic between Garp and his grandsons, where in order to force them to develop, he puts them in really harsh situations, which might look dangerous, and he wants to impart that fear and that will to live, but it's all in an effort to develop that person.
But see, Toddy, don't you feel like what you just said about how people are trying to rationalize things? Like, you're taking things that are in the story that I'm telling you, and you're trying to rationalize it, not making sense.
Well, the thing is, what you're doing, you presented a scenario to me where it's unclear either way. So we don't know truly if he wanted her to die or not. Now you're saying that he did. I'm simply saying that he didn't, and we really don't have evidence for what it could be. So if you think that he's truly trying to kill her, I don't think he was truly trying to kill her.
She dies.
That's fine.
We just
so you
that's
know
fine.
what?
We just disagree on that. But
here's why I love discussion, right? I love discussion for this very, very, very moment, because right now you guys are trying to come to an understanding, but you're not completely seeing what each other is saying. But
I can completely see.
But
no, I understand 100% what Toddy's saying.
Listen, but though you guys both see what each other is saying, Toddy, you think that your point might be concrete.
I mean, I'm open.
I also think my point is concrete. That's the thing.
Exactly, Sensei. So I'm thinking, how about we lighten the mold a little bit? Because neither of yours is concrete.
Is it not light? I love you, Nick.
No, not the mood. I didn't say the mood.
This is not.
No, Toddy,
I hate y'all.
I didn't say lighten the mood. I said lighten the mold. I was making a concrete joke, nigga.
Real quick, Todd. I mean, let me ask a question to Todd, Virgo.
Not the mood.
Toddy, the only thing I want to chime in on is that as much as One Piece fans will defend just about anything, people look for stuff that aren't issues. That is true.
That's a fact.
People will point out something that's
the older defense crew.
Completely a non-issue, and then try to laser focus on it and be like, "Do you see this thing?" It's like, bro,
I'm gonna let Super Cool chime in.
I mean, that's
I
agree. Some people do that. I agree that some people do that. I'm thinking of one person in specifically that is really petty, but these aren't issues that these aren't issues that I think are light. Like I overlook a lot of goofy shit. Like when the nigga Sanji kicked the dinosaur's head and it blocked all the arrows. That's obviously the goofy as fuck. But I'm not sitting here coming into the chat complaining like, oh my god, this ruined the whole chapter, yada yada yada. But something like an inconsistency that's this obvious, and now he wants to kill her for something she's been doing for 20 years. It ain't new. I don't understand why he would actually genuinely want to kill her right now. That's not something that's exactly like.
Toddy, can I ask you something really quickly before I let JR and Super have the floor?
You know you can.
I want to say something real fast, and it's just like this. Like, so say you got a little weird ass child, right? And they be doing some weird shit. And I don't do that in front of company. And then company pull up, and they start twerking and shit in the middle of the living room. And then you gotta take them in back, and you gotta take them in back and beat their ass. I told you I not to do that in front of company. That's how Kaido might be feeling.
I mean, that's discipline versus murder, though. We're not. If it was a discipline,
hey, have you seen Black Parents? Have you seen Black Parents discipline their children?
If that same scenario happened, Virgo, this is what I think is the equivalent. I told her ass to stop twerking, and then she keeps on doing it. So I bring out the shotgun and I jock that shit. And I told you, bitch.
Hey, Toddy. But Toddy, have you seen Black Parents discipline their children? It might as well be murder, my nigga.
Sure.
That's true.
That's true. Or Batman, he's literally sent kids.
I think come to a consensus with what Toddy is saying. I think for me it's not like I think he wants to like 100%. I want to murder you. I think it's a situation where it's like he'd rather her be Shogun, rather her become this powerful tool that he could utilize. But he also, if something ends up happening, it's like he's not going to stop it. Like, I think it's like a little bit of both. Like, I don't think it's 100%. Like, I don't think it's I want to kill you per se. It's just like, yo, if I have to, I will. But I'd rather you do these things for me.
Yeah.
Let me say that real quick, too.
Go ahead,
another way I look at it is that make the most sense to me. I just feel like at that point in time in the fight, he just realized that Yamato's strength is at a level where, like, if he don't use force to try and kill her, he can't make her do what he want her to do in the first place. Like, literally, he gonna have to try and kill her to be able to make her be the Shogun in the first place. And that don't necessarily mean that
them little bitty hits will have her keep coming back.
Yeah. And I don't even think I don't think it's that to a certain degree, cool. I think it's like to the point where he's actually not trying, but he's like using grown man force.
Yeah.
And then she's using them baby hits. So when she blocking, she's like, "Hey,
you acting grown."
He never like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you if you go down. I'm not. He don't do none of that. How y'all trying to do it? Like if she go down, I doubt he'll stand over and bash her head in. I doubt we'll see that.
That also,
and you guys could be
yeah.
completely right. Keep in mind, like, I'm not saying you guys aren't wrong with your speculation. My issue is that we even have to speculate at all. It shouldn't be up to the reader to fill in some of these gaps.
Sometimes
and I'm
it
just
is.
tired of always
I
having
don't
to
think
fill
it's
out.
to the reader.
think
though.
this
When
is
I
okay.
get
We
it
can
to
talk
the
about
room,
that
it'll get
hands. That's
explained.
different.
That last point doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense because the
Yeah.
story's not complete. So I don't
Exactly.
actually agree with that.
I low key, Toddy.
I
To
don't
be
think
fair
we'll ever
to,
find an
I
answer.
low key, I feel like it's up to like.
Toddy,
I
you
understand
must
where you're
hate
coming from.
theorists.
I understand where you're coming from, but I kind of like it too at times with One Piece though. Like not for
It gets
everything.
the
There's some
juices
shit.
flowing. No homo.
There's some shit I agree with you. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? But there's some shit I'm like, man, I kind of like that it's open ended. You know what I mean? So I can
And that's
come
the
up to
only
my
reason
own
why we
conclusions.
can have discussions like these.
Yeah,
I
like
also feel like, I kind of agree with Sensei too on that point too, because I was gonna say like, you might say it, Trav, but like situation with like, you know what I'm saying, Odin versus Kaido. I love them in any kind of story where like the good guy gets screwed out and you really never find out whether he was gonna win or not. And it's a situation where the bad guy took a dub. They do it in wrestling all the time. Like we'll screw a nigga out of a match. He's instantly, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Well,
he,
I'm a
he
big
won the,
proponent of nuance. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's basically the same thing. You can go and say what you were saying. I'll just wait till you come get through.
Now there's there's such thing as nuance, and I always respect nuance. And I think I really have a problem with issues with people nowadays. I don't think they even know what nuance means. But when I say something like some of these things shouldn't be or that should be obvious. Keep in mind, obviously, that's a storytelling tool. If you shroud things in mystery, and it can really, really work. What I don't like though is if you shroud things in mystery, and I have no expectation to believe that this is ever going to be solved. To be honest, you shroud things in mystery that is the antithesis of the character's motivations up until this point. Had this not been in stark contrast to Kaido's entire plans with his daughter this entire time, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But because it is the antithesis of this nigga's motivation for 20 years, I look at it as a
his motivation for 20 years. Like, do we know that he always wanted Yamato to be the shogun?
You think he decided last week, nigga? I'm asking.
I was gonna say that like
that's funny.
I think reading this same story, because we got to compare what's going on in this story to like what happened earlier on in the story. I feel like the mysteries of the situation that when you go back and you read it after the whole arc be finished and you understand the full context, like then it get a whole different, you know what I'm saying, meaning. Like if you go back and you go reread like Punk Hazard and like he drop a whole bunch of shit on you out of nowhere in that arc, like the SAD tanks and all them, and like you got like fucking pros,
what is all that?
Background, wow. So like I feel like in that arc, you know what I'm saying, he's not giving you all that information at that time. And you're a bit confused, but you know what I'm saying? He gives it to you later on in the course of a story. The whole situation with like, you know what I'm saying, Momonosuke, and like he's supposed to be like Kinemon Kid, but that whole time he is not Kinemon Kid. And they also came back from 20 years in the future, but he can't just tell you that shit like when we first meet them. You gotta go through a whole story.
Hey, snaps for this nigga.
Vero, can you give me a favor?
What's up?
I'm not, and this is not me admitting defeat because I still think I'm winning, but is there any way is there any way we can get Wing in here so I got some easier niggas to debate against?
Oh, you want a lower caliber of nigga?
Him, man.
It's just a favor, nigga.
No, we need tied so that we have an easier competition.
Honestly, I think the discussion has been going great, to be honest.
I like what Super had to say because I was speaking about this today about how a lot of things what happen with these stories is it recontextualizes old scenes. It's like imagine reading One Piece now, knowing that Kanjuro the whole time is not one of these niggas. Like it actually recontextualizes
that would hit scene. So differently.
I'm in agreement with Toddy that you should be able to scrutinize anything that happens up until the point that it happens. However, with new information, your opinion can change. So if something happens later to make this situation make sense, more of it, sure. I'm not necessarily on either side of whether Kaido really wants Yamato dead or not. I just took the statement more so as a if you're gonna come at me like this, I'm going to treat it as such. Simple, plain and simple.
You don't think that might be motivated by a little bit of bias, though?
What do you mean?
Like, rather than looking at the series completely objectively,
I don't look at
do you
series.
think that?
I don't really look at the series objectively. It's a story. It's subjective. What I value.
Well, there's two definitions of objectively.
Just hold on.
I was thinking about the second definition.
Hold on a second. From a storytelling standpoint, right? Stories are inherently not like good or bad on its face like that. Someone could think this story here is the magnus opus of whatever the hell it is, and someone else can feel differently about it. Your socialization, how you're brought up, what you value, and all of those things are gonna determine what you do and don't care about a story. I understand what you're saying. You're saying you want me to be I try to be as impartial as I can be. I'm not motivated by any bias here because there's nothing here to win or lose. I'm just having a discussion. My only point was just that I didn't see that scene and have like a knee-jerk reaction either way. I just took it in stride. Later on, I could hate it. Later on, I could like it. Right now, I'm just pretty neutral on it. Go ahead.
Hold on.
I mean,
go ahead, Tony.
I mean, you already answered what I was going to cover.
Okay. JR, are you chief?
All right. No, I'm good. So back to forgot his name. Who was talking about
somebody else?
Yeah, what's that?
Hey,
it was probably Sensei. That's the only nigga you're
Yeah, my bad.
Thank you, Wallow.
I'm at work.
Hey, Wallow, just mute and unmute when you want to talk. Boy.
Oh, Wallow's in here?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out. I had a good time.
Toddy, shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna be a chat.
Yeah, that's for winning and got Wallow, and that's crazy.
I don't want to hold another fight. I don't want to be called a faggot, so I'm out.
Yo, chill out. Wallow not finna do that? What the fuck? He serious?
And he just leaves.
Bro, what?
Alrighty.
Can I
imagine it got a little hot last time.
Hemming, do it.
A little hot and
Talk
heavy.
about Zoro. Go ahead. Do it.
All right.
How
do I want to preface this?
Oh, so how you gonna say is it time and then not be ready?
I don't. Just relax. I need to prepare my disclaimer. I need a 3-prong barrier before they all start yelling at me.
Toronto sucks.
That's why.
Yo, what's wrong with Toronto?
Yeah, I am. So what I was gonna say is this, right? So I'm not a fan of Zoro's lineage, personally speaking. I want to preface by saying this doesn't ruin Zoro. He's not a bad character now all of a sudden. But I actually genuinely believe that if Zoro was just some random dude from East Blue, that's more interesting.
Spitting.
I don't actually like the fact that he's related to Ryuma. Whether let
him finish, man. He's gonna have a great point.
I'm at the very least okay with him not being a direct descendant. Maybe he just shares some blood ties. Fair enough. All right,
like cousins or something.
I could take that. It's similar to how Tower of God, you have direct descendants and people who are a part of the branch family or family of stuff. Not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just saying, like, you have people who are directly tied to the bloodline of the family head. So perhaps throughout time, it's been diluted enough that Zoro just kind of shares some blood with the Shimotsuki. Fair enough. Zoro to me was always the personification of somebody who is completely self-made. He's the one character that we constantly see training, weightlifting, meditating under cold waterfalls, and I always found that significant because it's almost like Luffy has an incredible growth rate, but he also has a very strong lineage with Garp, Dragon, X, Y, and Z. The Sanji thing, I actually thought was obvious for a long time, which is why it never bothered me when it came full circle, which I'm okay with.
Sorry, Mr. Big Bird.
But when we came with Zoro, for me, it was like this man is a product of blood, sweat, and tears from the quote unquote we could see, and I think that you have somewhat cheapened that a little bit by making him like, okay, well, he's kind of have samurai blood in him. He could be from Wano, or he's related to this strong family. It doesn't mean that his training was useless. I'm not trying to diminish that. It just kind of makes me think about it in a different way, because I'm like, it's almost like he was destined for this. Because they're even saying that obviously they didn't use 3-sword style, but even the way that Zoro's unorthodox swordsmanship is not even particularly something that's new, even amongst his own family. So I personally am not a fan of that. It's just me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it ruins anything in the One Piece. I am personally a little disappointed if he's truly related to that clan. That's my first lap.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that.
Same here.
Mr. Hemming.
Same here.
Mr. Hemming, you make a very good point. And the thing, and before I let you continue, I would say the fact that he wasn't of any lineage and he just got out the mud was very endearing. It was. What do you mean, huh?
Can I respond?
I mean, I think.
Why did
I mean,
everybody
I
be
think.
royalty?
I mean, he
Why did
still got
everybody
it
have
out
to
the
be
mud.
royalty to
It
be
just.
cold? Why couldn't he just
He
be
just
a
got
cold
some.
ass
He
nigga?
just got some family that got some hands.
Who
That's
got it
all
out
it
the
is.
mud? Like, what's wrong with
I
that?
think they get more realistic in the world that we
And you
done
know
already
what? And
built
you know
up.
what? It's funny because Hemmings would say this and get flack, and I've always been right behind him with it because like it's crazy that like why can't niggas just be regular niggas who happen to be cold?
The reason why I'm gonna say why I feel like can I have this for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, go for it.
I feel like in most stories I would agree with you, but just because of the story of One Piece as a whole is about, you know what I'm saying, them going out and like adventuring the world, you know what I'm saying? They go from island to island, all around the world type shit. And then you, at that point in time, for you to realistically believe that Zoro, you know what I'm saying, is that strong, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else that get, you know what I'm saying, showcase like they family and stuff, it's already been built up in the story, you know what I'm saying? Like we done built it up with Zoro, Sanji, you know what I'm saying, and Luffy already. So it would just, at this point in time, I feel like kind of be crazy and also make it feel a little bit more grand and make the story feel more realistic. Like at this point in time, if you done seen Zoro do all of this crazy ass shit, I don't think it'd be to hit that with just a regular ass nigga.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not saying so for sure. I'm not saying that like it's a terrible thing.
Like
I'm just saying what my preference would have been.
I think it's fine with Zoro. Like you look at Zoro's introduction, he didn't say, "Nah, leave that rice cake on the floor." He said, "Give me that shit. I'm about to eat." Like you look at his dad, he said, "Nah, I don't get hungry. I'm straight." Like this dude still carved out his own way, and like he wasn't living life like I'm trying to be like my dad. He might find out about his dad and be like, "Fuck that nigga. I don't care about that nigga." Like he's still Zoro's still doing his thing. I don't think it takes away from him. I understand that. Okay, some of his ancestors were goats or whatever. I mean, it's whatever. It don't take away from them. Like before this, if we find out about if we didn't find out about his family, like Zoro's he's still fine anyways. You don't think less of Zoro if this is like his family, and it is. So
I don't think less of Zoro, but it's just a little odd to me. That's all I can say.
Exactly.
If it wasn't because of the story, you know what I'm saying? Like, where they go all around the world and shit and visit people from all around the world in situations like that, I'd agree with you. Because he got to have a dad somewhere. If they going to go all around the world type shit. Like, come on.
Are you sure? Maybe he was just sentient pre-cum.
Come on.
Come on.
This is what you come up with.
That's what rather have it be. That's what rather have it be. That's what I'm saying. You rather have it be.
So for my second lap, what I wanted to say was this, right? This is very common with Eastern storytelling, which is why I wasn't surprised. I was prepared for this. I actually made the video maybe around
niggas
the
had it in
first
the
chapter.
tug, bro. right after Reverie, where I was like, there's only one thing from Wano I didn't want, and it was this. I just wanted Zoro to be a regular person. I understand with Eastern storytelling specifically, a lot of times inherited will and things like that are very important. So like, it wasn't lost to me. I wasn't like caught off guard by this. I was just personally hoping that this would happen. Now, as for like he's still self-made and whatnot, I never really said he wasn't self-made. It just I now just find the decision to constantly show him to be the constantly training to be an odd decision now, because I would argue that the reason why he was able to do what he's doing is that we're seeing him putting extra work all the time. When, like, you know, he's sleeping, he's taking care of his swords, he's training, he's weightlifting, he's meditating, he's doing all of these type of things. Keep up and make up for the fact that, hey, I'm not special, but through blood, sweat, and tears, I got to this level. So for me, I just think now I can't look at it the same when I'm rereading the story. I'm just gonna think like, oh yeah, he's a samurai. Oh, he's
let me respond to that.
Blood, whatever that is. And again, I don't want anyone to think that I think that Zoro's any less of a character because of this. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just personally disappointed. Just that's all I'm saying. And
let me respond though. Because I feel like, looking back on it, I feel like if he would have just been a nigga that coasted on Tattle alone, he would have been a great samurai. But the difference is because he put all that work in, you know what I'm saying, that we see, he's going to be the greatest nigga in the world. That's the difference. Because even if his dad is, you know what I'm saying, Uchimaru, I don't think Uchimaru was the strongest samurai in the world. It don't go back to like Ryuma type shit, where you see somebody with that strong, you know what I'm saying?
But that's
I
a
don't
part
really
of.
think
But
it
that's a part
changes
of
that
his
much.
It's
lineage.
still, it's his blood.
Ryuma is his blood.
Last thing.
Ryuma is
I
his
do want to
blood.
say this. Just because, like,
Yeah,
you know,
Super.
my ancestor is Michael Jordan
Yeah, I
doesn't
can.
mean that I'm going to be nice at ball. Like, that's not lost on me. I get that, by the way. Just
Well,
it's
I
because
mean,
that's one of the first
true.
clapbacks people give to me off of it. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's all I want to say. Like,
And then you look at Michael Jordan's son, and apparently
Exactly,
he's
bro.
like that or whatever.
Just because I'm related to Rico Strong, don't mean I'm slanging like that.
All right,
Nah, what you need to do be like, you know what I'm saying? You need to be like,
this thing gotta get
you need to
out.
be like Dr. J with my great granddad type shit. You know what I'm saying? That means I'm just supposed to be special all the way down.
Hey, why you sound like Pops when you said that?
I just want to frame this last
Yeah,
point by using two examples from comics, right? I think what makes the Joker such an interesting character is that he's an enigma because we don't know where this guy came from, the clown prince of crime. Where did he come from, right? He just came out of here and started doing shit. Like, who is this guy? Why is he here? What does he want? I actually think
more
that
parallelism
mystery
though with Batman
makes him a lot more interesting because obviously you have like damn, I can't remember the story off the top of my head, but you have certain stories that kind of try to give Joker that whole story, but I don't think that's interesting. It kind of reminds me of when comic books started to make every single superhero suit some special type of armor or like combat related. That's sensible. It makes sense. I understand. But I miss when niggas just sold up some pajamas and went and fought crime in the streets. I was okay with that. I don't need to be adamantium chainmail and vibranium shock ups. I didn't need all that. I really did. I actually think sometimes you just let things be. It's totally fine. That's all. That's the last thing I have to say.
The situation
I'm officially letting this go.
But that gets boring over
I've been bitching
time.
for like 3 weeks. I'm letting it go now.
No, fuck 3 weeks, nigga. We didn't have this. Hey, bro. Y'all need to know, bro. The reason why this chapter is so funny to me. Me and Naya have been having this conversation for 3 years before any of this shit happened. And this nigga said, please, do not let this nigga be a
never go.
All right, I feel it.
I was gonna say the situation with the Joker. I feel like the reason why that situation is kind of most special to the forefront in that specific series is because it paralleled with like Batman's situation, where like his secret identity is the most like important thing. Like him being Bruce Wayne and Batman.
That's a good point.
That duality. So like the fact that his like biggest rival, he just is who he is. He don't got to worry about being nobody. That makes him more free. So he got shit to care about.
So if it comes out Ryuma and Ushimaru was using the 3-sword style, y'all still gonna fuck with that? That's gonna be cool to y'all.
And
that'd be weird.
That's actually what I was gonna say. I would be more offended about like Zoro's character if fucking Ushimaru, we see him standing there 2-sword style with a third sword in his mouth. That'll offend me more than the actual bloodline. I think that's what makes Zoro
I agree with that. I
agree.
I 100% agree with that, bro.
I'll agree on that.
Yeah, when we talk about Zoro training and doing all this, when Zoro's training, like Naya, as you said, like under the waterfall, lifting up, got to get stronger and train. I'm not like reading these chapters. I'm not thinking Oroshima. I'm thinking about Kuina, like you said, and the East. You know, inheriting will. He's doing that for Kuina. He's not doing that for Orochimaru.
Another thing that's cool that I
he's trying to achieve his dream
is the fact that like Ryuma fight with 1 sword, Ushimaru fight with 2 swords, and Zoro fight with 3 swords, and they like 3 different generations of that family. If they are,
ooh, that will be interesting.
Okay.
If that is.
Okay. Real quick.
And one more thing. I promise I'll be I promise I'll be
Go ahead.
Just say 2 more things and have one thing.
Yeah. Doesn't that mean Zoro should get like
wait, there's more.
Yeah, doesn't that mean Zoro should get Shusui if it's his family sword, and it's also his sword because he like won it in a fight?
He not keeping Shusui. I ain't gonna hold you. Like
why?
Why should he?
Wow. Virgo, you know what's crazy? I've been so consistent on this. I don't know if I ever told you this. Did I ever tell you that I was even mad that Luffy, the straw hat that Luffy had was Rogers? That also pissed me off.
No, you did not tell me that.
I was shocked.
That's how consistent I've been with that. I didn't like that the Pirate King's hat is what Luffy had. I didn't even like that.
Damn. You're very consistent.
I mean, it wasn't.
Did you like when you found out Luffy
was trying to be symbolic?
Did you like when Luffy? You found out Luffy's dad was like the most, criminal in the world and all that? Did you feel the way that?
That didn't bother me because I expected that to some degree. I don't remember if I already knew.
You expected it.
I don't know. Sorry, not him being a criminal. My fault. I don't remember that. Garp. I already knew he was Garp's son. I'm Garp's grandson, hero of the Marines. I think I already knew that. So that was already like his bloodline was already somewhat crazy to me from a while ago. I don't remember when I figured that out, so it'd be hard for me to pinpoint.
going forward.
Okay.
I don't recall.
So real quick, I do want to get thoughts from some of the other gentlemen that joined. Mr. Wallow, you here, Playboy?
Yeah, what's up?
What are your thoughts on the chapter, bro, or anything we've been discussing?
Hey, man. You know, I've been trying to tell y'all about that boy Kaido, man. He's just the real deal. I mean, I remember talking to y'all and telling y'all about the whole thing where he locked Odin up with his swords on the off chance, hoping he'll come back and fight him. That's the personality he has. He decided you gonna get down with it, or you gonna come fight me and just destroy you. You know what I'm saying?
Wallow, yeah, you're right. You did say that.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, and,
what up,
and then you see it in this chapter.
What's good?
He threw the swords down and he turned his back to them. He didn't care because he either expects for them to attack him or to submit. It's one or the other. But it's just who Kaido is, the nature of it.
Yeah, that's his character.
You know what I'm saying? So now we could revisit did Odin ever really have a chance? Odin himself, he understood that he never did. Once he got hit, his will changed. He knew he couldn't do it. He got to bet on the future. Go with the prophecy.
Bet on the future. Yeah, and the future.
I don't agree with you, but I hate that.
I mean, you ain't gotta agree, man. It's in the story. That's what's right there. He locked them up with his. He didn't bring his swords back. He didn't bring swords to him. He locked them up with his weapons and chains that he could break.
He did the same thing with Big Mom. He released
that life-saving 20-year bet. That's what they all doing. They all putting it all up, putting all their chips in 20 years.
On the 20-year
bet. Everybody, the three samurai, all their chips in. Odin, all his chips in. Y'all got it in 20 years.
Most of the community be disappointed. Right. If he says out his own mouth, if I can't beat him, nobody in Wano can. He gonna wait the 20-year prophecy. Then why are people in the community still saying he could beat him? If he out his own mouth said he can't. That's weird.
I hear you, but you know what they said back then when
there's a little bit of that one's interesting.
I mean, maybe they would say Hagoro said, man, maybe if me and Odin tag team Kaido, maybe we could have did it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's little shit like that when people say that.
Wallow, Kaido himself said, hey man, you would have put up on me earlier, you probably would have took the W.
Yeah. He said if he would have fought him after he fought Moria because his army was dwindled, he could have probably
Wait a minute, he ain't say that.
No, that's exactly what
he
he said.
Say all that.
Hey man, that's what he said, bro.
No, Wallow, you lying?
That's what he said.
Nah, he really did say that, bro.
Huh?
Yeah.
Kaido said Moria.
He said that. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not remember that.
Yeah, he really did.
I don't know who would have won, but I always thought that people had the wrong takeaway from that chapter. I don't remember how. I don't know how it went in the anime. I haven't seen it in its entirety, but I always thought it was weird because people were like, oh, he didn't want to smoke because he swung on him when he looked away. I'm like, he's a pirate. Why do you guys think I need to fight fair? You know, every time I say this, someone's like, "Oh, I don't like this, blah blah." I'm like, he's a pirate. Of course, he's a bad guy.
He's not a good person, my nigga.
Those people just don't get it. Like you can't let that opportunity slide up as a pirate. It don't make sense too.
And that's somebody who's strong enough to wound you too, right?
Let me let this nigga turn around real quick. No.
But that doesn't mean all pirates do that, because people like Katakuri would have been like, let him get up, you know what I'm saying?
To me, no, I was gonna get to that point because there's a certain level of respect for romanticism of men that's in the series. We've seen it a couple of times with honoring one-on-ones and stuff like that happens. But my point is just that people dismiss Kaido because he swung on Odin when he wasn't looking. And my takeaway was like, wow. Orochi's people are pretty competent, all things considered. I'm surprised they thought on their feet to make him think his son was up there by transforming him. I was impressed by that. I always find this community has weird takeaway from some scenes. Your takeaway was Kaido was weak. What?
Yeah, that was wild.
I guess why I can't engage too often. My brain starts to hurt.
The way I see that scene is my main takeaway from it is that the way Oda wrote it for me is that he wrote caveats for both sides. It's meant to be read that You don't know what would have happened if the fight would have, you know what I'm saying, went and they would have had both scenarios. Like he had both sides have, you know what I'm saying, leeway. You can argue some stuff for Kaido. He gave some stuff for Kaido to make you think Kaido would win, and he gave Kaido actually did win the fight, and he gave stuff for Odin to win to make Odin look good because he like the hero of that part in the story. So it's a situation where you the fight just got, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah, super cool. That's all good and well right there. You know what I'm saying? But now when you take it to the part where he locks him up with his swords and chains that he can just snap off at any point in time. If the people who say he could win, the character himself knew he couldn't, so he gave up his swords and betting on the future. Why would he do that if he could win that fight?
My answer to that question is you also got to remember the line of thinking they had before they had went and tried to go fight Kaido. They were like, we finna go sneak up on him and go attack him while he drunk. He gonna sneak attack him with 10 niggas. So they ended up, you know what I'm saying? They tried to go sneak attack him, but they had a traitor in the midst or whatever, and they got ambushed. And even in spite of them being ambushed with him and his 9 other people around him, 10 people, they went out there and was in position to go win. So you would also be asking him after that, after he had just got locked up, to go break out of jail, go break all the scabbards out of jail, and then go try and go fight him again and go like hope for it again. I don't think that'll work, especially after Kaido did leave him with his swords, hoping that he would come try that again. Like, why would he think he could win that kind of scenario with them odds stacked against him like that? And he also knows that it's a prophecy that in 20 years he gonna lose anyway.
I don't know about that.
Oh no. The Ray gonna film some more shit.
That prophecy in the book, man. They know.
That's my
I'm just kidding.
Hey, but real quick, I have two gentlemen that joined. I need to get their thoughts off. Jay Hudson, talk to me, Chief. What are your thoughts on what we're discussing?
Yeah. He don't want to talk to you. He muted, man. Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. Janor, I know you've been eager to get in. What do you have to say?
He don't want to talk to you either.
All right, bet. Let's ignore both.
Got to deal with us. Got to deal with us, Virgo.
Oh, there's
I don't really got much to say. That's Zora's dad. Zora's gonna cut this nigga's head off at the end of the arc. We all know that, right?
You wanted the link that bad.
Is he gonna kill ZJ?
You wanted the link that bad so you can say that.
Hold on, Virgo. Is he gonna kill Kaido?
Say that again.
I said, is he gonna? You say he's gonna cut his head off. So I asked you. So Zora's killing Kaido.
He might.
He might.
Janoi.
So how he gonna cut his head off, but he might kill him?
Janoi. Oda does not have the balls to do that, bro.
Bro, what the fuck is you talking about?
Is Zoro still killing Kaido?
So how he gonna live without a head?
That boy about to struggle with King.
How did Orochi live without a head?
Nigga, stop.
Because he's a Orochi.
He's a Hydra. You know that. Janoi, come on.
But Janoi, you said he's gonna kill him. You can't be like he's gonna cut his head off and he ain't gonna die.
He ain't never said he was gonna kill him. He said he gonna cut his head off. That's what he always say.
What
that's why it's stupid.
No, he's a Zoro killing Kaido enthusiast.
This sounds so stupid, bro.
Hey, but cool.
Oh, let's clear it up right now.
I mean, he might die though.
We on YouTube with it, so it's no getting around it.
It's an 8K now.
TV.
So hold on. So to everybody watching right now, you said he gonna cut his head off, but you're not sure if he gonna die.
He might not. Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
Wait, Virgo, did Orochi die?
Nigga, he's a Hydra.
Orochi has
how Hydras operate.
Orochi has a devil fruit for that.
He died though.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm not talking about Orochi.
Hey, Janoi, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This is
Janoi came in here just to say these two
this is really interesting.
Wasted the spot.
So if it comes out, if it comes out that Ushimaru and the other samurai they left that cave, I don't know when we're gonna continue this backstory, even if it does continue. But if they got out and they face Kaido, Queen, and King, and it turns out that Ushimaru or whatever lost to King, Zoro's still fighting Kaido. He's still killing Kaido.
What does that got to do with Zoro cutting this nigga's head off?
Ushimaru's an admiral now, so I don't even matter.
Hey, I have a question. Why do you think that why you think he just slicing his head off?
Hey, I got a good question next.
Go ahead.
Sure.
No, go answer his though.
Fuck what he talk about. Go ahead, Wally. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
That's funny. Go, Wallow.
Go ahead, Wallow.
Oh, okay.
Janor not making sense right now.
I'm making perfect sense.
Hey, see,
No, you're really not.
What
I
I
don't
want
even think you realize you're not making sense.
I'm making perfect sense.
what
Got some more
I
answers?
want to know though,
The plight of most niggas.
it's funny though.
I don't think
Janoi just
ZKKC
halfway
people
in.
have
That's all.
neurons firing in their brains.
Janoi want to claim the dub either way. That's
That's what it all is. That really all that matters.
Yep.
You don't want to lose. You don't want to be proven wrong, so you won't take a
Wait,
stand.
no, I could be proven wrong. He doesn't cut his head off.
If you said you might, no,
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Literally the
If
die
he doesn't
part,
cut
my
his head
nigga.
off, I'll be proven wrong.
Janoi, you don't understand how stupid this sounds.
But you
I like
keep
what I
saying
kind of
that,
like
but
what Almighty's
Orochi's alive.
You got honest.
Y'all let me know
to
when
say
I'm
about
asking
the Zoro
questions.
thing. I never
He
thought
just
about
thinks
them trying
Kaido
to
can
set
grow a head back
a
too.
reason for Zoro to kind of have to fight him. The way that Sanji has the backstory with Vegapunk, Judge, and his dad.
Exactly, two
and being there.
dads.
So that's interesting. I never actually thought about that.
Yeah,
that
Kaido's
is.
gonna kill his dad. Yeah,
What?
Kaido's
Like
gonna
he-
kill Zoro's dad.
They wasn't even talking about that.
Well,
Never
I
mind.
would have like.
No,
already
I
happened.
thought we were talking about King beating Ushimaru.
Yeah, they were talking about
Wallow,
King.
what were you gonna say?
Like, he
Wallow?
wanted
Go
to
ahead.
say. He
Go
just
ahead.
heard it and said, "Fuck that." I'm gonna say I want.
What's your question?
Most of my question is, most of the ZKK movement, they think Zoro's gonna leave this fight and still be able to fight, right? But that's the way it looked like that's impossible. You feel me? Given the amount of time, he's gonna have to use
When
everything.
he uses his finishing blow against King, it'll be so big and strong. It's gonna travel up to the island and also hit Kaido. All right, there you
No,
go.
but my question is this.
Go ahead.
Realistically,
Let him ask a question.
in the amount of time that they have, depending on if they're supposed to win in that amount of time. I'm a quotation.
I think Wallow is about to hit the nail right on the head. Go ahead, bro.
You feel me?
Go ahead.
In that amount of time, how do y'all see him being able to go up there after dealing? Because the way the fight,
Knowing he's on this drug.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's about to be an extreme death type of situation. So realistically, the only way he gets up there is, do y'all see him getting help? Because we do got Drake and an ex-Pooh somewhere. I mean, Drake and a Pooh somewhere. Somewhere around. We got the boys somewhere around there.
So I always thought it was gonna be at the Capitol, right? Because even before they started moving, while I've been saying we're going back to the Capitol.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, I've been saying that shit. So I already knew it was gonna be at the Capitol. So I know he's gonna fight King. He's either gonna beat him at extreme diff. It's gonna be extreme diff if the drug wears off. The drug doesn't wear it off. He's mid diff him. But then after that, it's either what Oda wants to do. Oda wants him to be injured.
All right, Jay, you gotta stop blowing up the balloon
All right,
animals.
bro.
Though.
Oh
You gotta
shit!
relax.
Sorry, my bad. Thought I muted myself.
Nope.
It depends on what Oda wants to do. If Oda wants to go the route of he's on the floor and then they give him another shot, like Marineford Luffy, a second shot, or he runs out after he beats King, and he runs out right before he's about to cut Kaido's head off, and he will power over it and then just cuts his head off. There's two options.
I think the way
thanks for sharing.
I ain't a supporter of the theory, but I got a way of how it would go if it did happen. Because, you got to have that in the tuck, you know what I'm saying, for any kind of plan. To me, what I think he's going to do, if he do want to make Zoro go kill Kaido, he'll just make Luffy go, you know what I'm saying? He'll bring Luffy back up to the roof, and then he'll, go through Sanji fight. Sanji win his fight. Zoro win his fight. And then the drug kind of, kick in, you know what I'm saying? He end up getting fucked up. And then Luffy's having his fight.
He was before, though.
He's going to be double fucked up.
Yeah, he is going to be double fucked up.
That's the point. But what's going to happen is, I think Luffy going to get another shot at Kaido, and he's going to be in a position where he's almost finna win, but we're going to have to see, the side effects of whatever the Conqueror Haki does to him in a fight. So he got to showcase that, because we always be drawbacks when it comes to, Luffy fighting style and shit, when he learn new stuff. So it should be some kind of drawback. He probably is going to let, the
if
rest
this
of the
drug
Straw
gonna
Hats,
last this long, and Zoro not only has a high diff fight with King, beats him and goes to Kaido, I don't even know what I'm reading anymore.
Y'all go be like, Eris was right the whole time. I tried to tell y'all, come on now.
Come on now, you ain't cut Janoi off, and Janoi said bullshit.
I definitely did.
What's going going
But you know what I'm saying?
I
Let me
ain't seen
finish
no
what I'm
type
saying.
of
Let me
bullshit.
rock. You know what I'm saying?
You got it,
You said a
cool. Go
nigga,
ahead, brother.
getting head cut off, and you don't know if he gonna die, but that's beside the fact.
I said that
What
was
I was
stupid,
saying
but
was,
go ahead.
what I was saying, well, you know what I'm saying? I think what he do after we see whatever the drawback is, he just right the rest of the Straw Hat, trying to go fight Kaido to, like, you know what I'm saying, hold it out till Luffy can come back. Luffy come back and then Luffy beat Kaido, but Luffy like damn near done type shit. And then Kaido get back up to go try and kill Luffy, and then Zoro just cut his head off to go
So
save his captain.
it's like a pacifista moment, basically. Like,
Yeah,
get off
basically.
him. Yeah.
It's either
It's like
that
the
or he
same
can.
thing for Thriller Bark.
I do need to see, not to cut you off, I do need to see that, you know, Big Mom said Kaido move. I need to see that hit Kaido.
Yep. It's either that or Luffy and Zoro work together, and at the end, Zoro cuts his head off.
You think that one attack was gonna kill him on air? Do you?
No.
Because I'm gonna ask Air.
Super cool.
Because we gotta go through it.
I don't think he's killing. I don't think he's getting caught. Like I said, Oda ain't got the balls for it.
I mean, apparently Jano don't think he killing him either. He just cutting his head.
No.
He might kill him.
This a bigger problem. It's about him doing the flying blaze attack. Is the flying blaze, how much they're gonna hurt him? Because Big Mom told him
I think
to
it's hurting more than that last attack he did on him.
No, the one he did on the roof.
Then that Conqueror's attack.
You know when Luffy would fight him on the roof, like he dodged a like regular gift, like you know what I'm saying, a regular fight, like a Red Hawk, and he was like he dodged that because it was gonna hurt you. Was that kind of like the same thing? He dodged. Ain't nobody have to tell him to dodge. He told himself to dodge, like in his head.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that would have killed him.
Yeah, that's the point I be saying.
I think Zoro's gonna get stronger in this King fight.
Yes.
That's what's gonna make him be able to kill Kaido.
Oh,
And the
man,
whole-
a lot of possibilities.
I think it's a possibility. I just don't. Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, I said there's a lot of.
Gentlemen, I have to go.
Okay.
I must end the stream. I apologize, but I really
this nigga
appreciate
out of
y'all
here.
pulling up. What you finna say? What?
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say,
I heard you getting ready to say some shit.
I'm saying, get this nigga out of here. Take your bitch ass on. You went out here and gave Janoi the code. You got all these fans. You got hundreds of fans that want to goddamn invite. You gave that shit to Janoi to say a nigga gonna die. Get his head cut off, but he might not die. Real captivating, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, super cool. Then blame that nigga Janoi. In fact, no, you right. Blame me for letting him in. I apologize.
I'm blaming you.
Blame me. I deserve all blame. Janoi, you never coming back.
I bet I'll be back here next week. I bet I'll be back here next week.
If it happens, I'm just kidding, bro. I told y'all he was going to kill Kaido, didn't I?
I'm just fucking with niggas.
Yo,
what's up?
If this nigga cut his head off, bro, I want a public apology.
If he cut his head off,
if he dies, then you need to apologize to me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, what the fuck? I never say he can't. He won't die. What the hell?
Literally what you said.
What do you mean? He might die, nigga. How he gonna live?
I mean, Zoro can't cut anything. That is true.
But he
all right, well, hey, all I wanted to say was Zoro's not killing Kaido. He's not even stronger than Yamato. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, you're on that.
Yo.
He's
Nah.
Hold on.
Y'all see how we have to run out of here.
Fraud said. Fraud said.
Y'all have a wonderful night.
I also have a blasphemous statement to make, and I'm gonna leave too. Hold on, my turn.
I'm gonna say though before
And all I'm saying is, if Hawkins beats that nigga killer, hey, he's Zoro level. Goodbye.
Oh my god.
What? Yeah, he's dumb.
Hawkins on Zoro. Oh my god.
I got something else to say. I got something else to say.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Go ahead, JR.
So I got so if let me see, if Momo kills Kaido, that's the end of the chapter, that's the end of the stream, and that's the end of the arc.
Y'all have a good night.
Let me go mine. Nah, you ain't gonna shut me out.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, as y'all know, Luffy are equals right now. Like I let y'all know. Yeah.
The point I got to say is, you know what I'm saying? Like Kaido is like the best villain that we done seen in this story, and he is ridiculously strong, but he is gonna get beat by the main character with the straw hat. It don't matter. What
and his right hand.
I don't know about that.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Before Kaido go down, it's gonna take.
Thank y'all for the likes. Thank y'all for pulling up. Real quick before I get out of here, I have a $2 donation from Doomer Goth Girlfriend. Wait. I have a $2 donation from Doomer Goth Girlfriend Mommy Milkers. Jesus Christ.
What the hell? Yo, that name is wild.
It really
Big
is.
Miss.
It really is. And he said, Usopp about to shoot a Conqueror's coated bullet, no cap.
Oh, that's
yeah,
big
Usopp is definitely getting Conquerors. We all know that.
That's a
wild.
clown movie.
Y'all have a wonderful
That
night.
boy-
Enjoy y'all Friday. Be safe. Be
Nah, you too,
responsible.
bro.
We have a wonderful night. Deuces.
Yeah. Man, shit, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You feel me? Bro, it's gonna take 9 strong